This is a quick introduction to Amazon Kindle ads. Here I am in the Amazon Ads Manager, and you can see that there are three different campaign types that I can choose from: sponsored products, sponsored brands, and lock screen ads. Sponsored products is where you're advertising individual products. This is going to be the simplest way to start, especially if you only have one product to sell. Sponsored brands is essentially creating a mini micro e-commerce landing page if you're selling a variety of products and you're not quite sure what individual product that individual might choose, or you just want to promote your brand or your portfolio at large. Lock screen ads are going to be much bigger ads that you use to target individuals rather than just individual search terms. So let's start with the most basic, which is sponsored products. I'm going to hit continue. First thing that we can do here is we can decide, do we want to customize the text ad or do we want to go with the standard ad that Amazon generates for us? So let's go with the simplest, which is allowing Amazon to create a standard ad. And then what we do is we select the products that we want to advertise. So for example, I have this book on launching products, and perhaps I want to launch another book as well. So let's go with this, become a product marketing manager. We're going to market both of these products. Now we have some different options here. We have automatic targeting. Amazon will target keywords and products that are similar to the product in your ad. So let's go with that because it's the simplest. And then we can decide on a CPC bid. And you can see the recommended range of 45 cents to $1.47. And I'm just going to go with the default bid here of 83 cents. As you collect more data, you may get more controlled in terms of what your bidding will be. You can also set your bids by targeting group. So for example, if the keyword is a close match, you might want to bid higher. If it's a loose match, you might want to bid lower. We also have the ability to go with negative keyword targeting. So for example, if people are searching for words such as free, or maybe there's a certain keyword that you have that is relevant to nonfiction, but is also used in fiction, well, you might want to figure out the fiction context and put those in as negative versions. You can also do negative product targeting. Now we have some campaign bidding strategies. So the most conservative here would be dynamic bids, where you will bid a maximum of what you set as the bid, but then Amazon will automatically roll your bid down in cases where you're less likely to convert to a sale. The least conservative would be dynamic bids, where Amazon may bid higher or lower, and it'll inflate your bid considerably if it's likely to result in a sale. So that's if you want to give full control to Amazon. And then there's fixed bids, which is kind of the in-between option, where you're just going to bid whatever your bid is, period, without any adjustments. Now, the other option we have here is to inflate the bid in certain situations, for example, to get on the top of search or to get into product pages. Lastly, here we can schedule when the campaign starts, when it ends, and set a daily budget, for example, of $10 per day. So in the examples I just gave, what we did to a large extent was give Amazon control. So what we're going to do now is get a little more controlled in terms of what the ads are going to look like and how they operate. So instead of standard ad, we're going to go with custom text ad. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one of my books here. And then we can scroll down and we can see a preview of what the ad looks like. But now we have the option of creating custom text. So learn from one of the best marketing instructors and former Fortune 100 marketing executive. Buy now. Get the last few copies of product launch. So you can play around with the text there. So in the first example, not only did we allow Amazon to automatically create the ad text, but we also allowed it to do automatic targeting. Now what we're going to do is manual targeting, a more advanced feature. And we have two different options here: keyword targeting and product targeting. I'm going to focus here on keyword targeting. And we can see that Amazon automatically populates a list of suggested keywords. So real estate, for example, broad match, phrase match, or exact match. Exact match would be the most conservative, so we could simply add that as a keyword. We can also adjust the bid here. We can go to add all. Now, you can see here that the keywords that Amazon generates are actually not very relevant. So for example, real estate's not that relevant. Free books is not that relevant. This is relevant. This is relevant. This is relevant, but it's very broad. So this demonstrates why you probably want to go with keyword targeting with manual control, because you're going to be able to identify keywords that are much more tightly tied to what you're selling. So you can manually go in here and add these. You can also enter a list. So for example, I can start typing in keywords like product marketing, marketing plan, marketing manager, and then I can add these keywords. You can see them populating here with some automatic bid options from Amazon. You can also choose to upload a list. Maybe there's somebody in your company or an assistant who's populated a list. We can import the Excel document here. Let's take a look at the results of a sample campaign. So here I am in the Amazon Ads Manager. I'm in this section, Campaign Manager, under Management. You can see the total spend. We can see the sales. And then we can see the advertising cost of sales. You'll notice that this is over 100%, so it's about 142%. What that means is that the campaign is actually not directly profitable. So the spend is higher than the sales. In some cases, this absolutely makes sense. If your ebook is, or your physical book is kind of an entry point or a low-level offer that's designed to either market or get people in the funnel for a more expensive offer, then it's perfectly fine to spend more than you generate in revenue. If you're able to get permission to sell your product for free, then absolutely your advertising cost of sales will always be over 100% or essentially infinity. So it really depends what the goal is here. The other key thing is to recognize whether you're trying to be immediately profitable with ROI, or are you trying to use the book to generate broad awareness to eventually sell more products. So be careful in understanding what your goal is. If it's designed to be profitable for every single click, then this campaign will definitely need to be adjusted. And we can get more granular here and see the specific campaigns, keywords, books, etc., and how they're performing and what the budget is. Now what we're going to do is create a different type of campaign. So let's hit create campaign. So we already covered sponsored products. Now, as you get bigger and you have more clusters of products to market and your brand overall, let's go with sponsored brands, hit continue. We can name the campaign, we can set a budget, let's say $10 per day. And what Amazon is going to do is it's automatically going to generate a landing page for you. There's a similar feature available through other advertising programs like Facebook, for example, but you have a little more control over what the landing page looks like. So I've identified myself as the author. We can choose which books we want to promote. So since we're marketing the brand and not individual products, we can are going to want to add multiple products here. I'm going to choose also this one and the Kindle version, so the digital version as well as the physical book. And then what we can do is we can preview the landing page. We can see what it looks like here. We have this product seen in large. We can see what it's like when I click this one. We can see what it's like when I click this one. So we can direct people to a higher level collection of products so that we're not getting too granular. We're getting more economies of scale from our marketing by going with clusters of products. We're also not assuming we know which individual book people want to buy. They can go here and choose among many. Lastly, we'll go with the third campaign type, which is a lock screen ad. Hit continue. You'll notice that the targeting here is going to look quite a bit different. So we would set a lifetime budget, let's say $150. Let's spread that over the duration of the campaign, and let's make the campaign run longer. Let's choose a product or products that we want to promote. In this case, I'm going to go with this cheap Kindle book. Now, where things get interesting here is we're targeting based on interest. So the focus here is more on the individuals that we're targeting rather than the behaviors, rather than the keywords or the products. So let's go into topics that people might be interested in my case. So entrepreneurship and small business. Perhaps they're interested in investing. Maybe they're interested in taxation as well. We can take a look here. A lot of these are fiction categories, which aren't really relevant for me since I'm selling these nonfiction books. Maybe they're interested in computers. These are going to be much more higher level targeting than would be with individual keywords, especially when we're talking about exact match keywords. Bidding per click, let's just try $1 here. And you can see here that Amazon allows us to go with $1, but we can see how low it will allow us to go. And in fact, they'll even allow 1 cent, they'll add 5 cents. They'll allow as low as 2 cents. So we could theoretically go that low, but we probably won't get a lot of impressions. So I'm just going to go with $0.25. We can create custom text. So you can see what the ad looks like. Here's the cover of the book, very large. And then on the Kindle, you can also see the small version that shows up at the bottom of the screen. So let's say award-winning marketing instructor teaches you modern product marketing management. In this affordable Kindle book. And then you can see the text that shows up here where they can hit read now and swipe to unlock Kindle. And what you would do is you would submit for review. That wraps up a quick overview of the 3 types of Kindle ads that you can run.